Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome to another reading here with Transform with Rian. And in today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what is being hidden from you. Okay, so as we sort of let that energy sink in, let's pull a collective card reading to connect our energies for our reading today for the different group readings. So deep breath in. And exhale out. Excellent. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale out. Beautiful. And our collective reading is, ooh, the Angel Aura Quartz. That's this crystal right here. How synchronous is that? So it says, lighten up. And look at all these beautiful colors here. So I'm feeling, sometimes when things are being hidden from us or we can't see the full picture, we can get a little bit stressed out, right? And we forget that we can trust the universe, trust our guides, our guardians and angels, and the people around us, at least some of them, to really help our dreams come true and help things work out for the best. So I'm feeling that energy of lightening up coming through from that card, but why don't we find out more with your group readings? So we are going to start with group number 1. Hey there, group number 1. Welcome to your reading today to find out what is being hidden from you. Let's shed some light. So you have the King card here to kick off your reading. And you also have these 2 tea leaf cards. We have 4-leaf clover, great good fortune. What? Is that amazing or what? And then we also have ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. Okay, so your reading is looking pretty good on the up and up over here. So let's pull these tarot out. The Empress, look at that. What a perfect pairing to go with the King card here. And you also have the 6 of coins. Oh my god, I had to count because I thought this was going to be 4 and 3, but okay, there's 6 coins here. The 6 of coins. And then we also have here the Mother of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting a few messages here. This is a general reading, so please listen carefully to see which one resonates with you the most. And then, of course, I have another deck here to get some clarifiers out on some of these messages, okay? So just listen again, which one feels the one that is most resonant with you. So what I'm seeing here is, for one, a marriage, okay? So what I'm seeing here is that for some of you, definitely the person that you are with is seriously contemplating formalizing your relationship. And that could be like a commitment ceremony, it could be a marriage. So whatever that really symbolizes for you, where it's like committing to lifelong partnership. So I definitely sense that, especially when we have this union here of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Now, that has nothing to do with sexual orientation, gender identity. We all have divine masculine and divine feminine within us, and just the way we express it may be at different degrees, right? Like some may have more masculine traits than feminine traits, and that's, again, regardless of anatomical sex. But what this means to me is, a wedding often symbolizes the union of these 2 divine energies coming together, okay? And regardless, again, of sex, like one partner tends to embody a little bit more feminine energy than the other partner, and then that partner tends to express or be more comfortable with more masculine energy, okay? So that is definitely one thing that's been hidden from you. So perhaps like a proposal, right? So congratulations to all of you. Please act surprised when they do. I'm sure you will be, because I don't know if you'll exactly see when it's going to happen or how it's all going to go down. But just know that this is something that's been on your partner's mind. Now, the other thing that I'm sensing here with great good fortune is really coming together with this Six of Coins energy, all right? So, what I'm seeing here is that there will be some sort of money coming your way. And I'm sensing for most of you, it could be money. So maybe like a bonus or a raise, or maybe it could even be something like you find $10, $20 unexpectedly, right? Like I think one time I was like walking and I came across like a $10 bill. It was like so random. And my first thought was like, oh my God, who dropped this? Like, is anyone around here? And there was like nobody around. And I think I ended up just leaving it on the ground for someone else to find because I didn't feel like I needed it. But I, thank the universe for this lovely gift. And I said, please pass this on to someone who really needs that $10. But I would advise you don't do that. I would advise that whatever good fortune, whatever monetary gift you find, keep it because I'm getting the sense that it was really meant for you because you found your way to this reading, right? I didn't have a reading like this when I came across that money. So I just had to kind of honor my gut intuition. But for all of you, I hear that spirit is saying, like, that gift is meant for you to find, all right? And for others of you, I'm feeling too that there's like this treasure in a way that you will be finding. So I was watching this episode of Elementary the other day, and I didn't know this, but sometimes when people pass away and there's no one to like inherit or claim these storage units where people store things, the owner of the storage unit can like sell the contents off on sort of this auction. Like people can bid on it, and like you can't really actually look inside the locked storage unit before you do your bid and before you purchase it. So it's almost like this interesting like treasure hunt, surprise bag, gift bag kind of vibe. And so I feel that energy coming through for you in this reading today, where oh, your little candle went out. Okay, we'll relight that in a minute. But what I'm hearing is that like in like an attic or a basement or even like a storage shed that you own, you're gonna come across some like really lovely treasure. It could be something of great value that maybe you'll sell online or sell at an auction or a yard sale, something like that. Or it could even be like a memento or a memorabilia. So something that has a lot of personal significance and sentimental value for you. Okay, so it could be either one of those, multitude of scenarios in that subcategory, separate from this marriage proposal thing. Let me see, what else am I sensing here? I'm seeing this tree as well, and there's like this outline here. So, for a very, 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 very select group of you, there's something buried under a tree. I know it sounds a little bit wild and it feels like it's coming out of left field, but I don't know if people still do this nowadays, but people, when I was in elementary school decades ago, they used to bury these time capsules where they would get like some kind of tin, and people would bring little items that are kind of representative of the modern culture, modern day, and they bury it somewhere, and other people can kind of find it years later, and it's sort of like this snapshot of the current time that this was buried. So like some people put in trading cards in there. Some people, I think someone put in like, I don't know if you remember this, but there were these little electronic devices, Tamagotchis, right? Where it's like an electronic pet in a way. There are, I think, a couple different iterations of this, and you had to feed and take care of your pet every day, and it would grow into these creatures, right? So someone put like a little Tamagotchi thing. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. It's like a really fun idea, but now, we all have mobile phones and apps, so that kind of replaced that thing. So people would put things like that in there, or like books, poetry, photographs, right? So I feel like some of you might even find some type of treasure like that, especially if you're a treasure hunter, or is that what they're called? They're the ones that they have like the metal detectors, and they kind of go to the beach or in the forest and like wave their metal detector around, and they just like dig stuff up and kind of see what treasures they find. So that's a very specific message for those of you that do that. And you might find your treasure very close to a tree or buried like at the base of a tree. So that's really kind of fun. I didn't even expect that that would come up in this message of what's being hidden from you. Now, what else do we have here? I'm really feeling this mother energy coming through with this card right here. And I'm feeling that there's this combination of nurturing energy with this energy of authority and rulership. Okay. So I'm also getting like on a very deep and a very profound level for many of you that are on this particular reading, group one, is you have this gift to really support and nurture one other person, maybe a few other people, and help kind of cultivate them or raise them or improve them some way, somehow, like you using your abilities of lifting up the people, encouraging the people in a very deep and personal way, because we have this little fawn here. I was like, oh my God, what is the name of a baby deer? Fawn, next to this doe. And what I'm hearing here is what's being hidden from you right now is there's this opportunity for you to do some really good charitable thing for another human being. Like right now, someone is really hurting and suffering, and that's kind of like what's hidden from you. And then when their pain, their suffering, their dilemma, whatever is revealed, you will have the answer. Like I see this hand coming out as like an offering, like, hey, I can help you. I can help you through this. I can help you with that problem. I can help you take care of it. And you may even be surprised about that because, I mean, to be fair, not many of us go out in the world today thinking of like, how can I help a specific person today, right? A lot of us, maybe that's not really our mindset, even if our job, our profession does involve helping people, but our mind really doesn't always think that way, where we just wake up and it's like, what am I going to have for breakfast today? And who am I going to help? How am I going to help humanity today, right? Maybe we don't really have that exact specific thought. But I feel like here you're going to surprise yourself and you're really going to be doing something so lovely, like a huge favor to someone else by helping them with their issue, okay? And you're going to learn something about yourself as well and about the world that gives you a lot of hope, okay? Like, sometimes when people are on the path of like discovering their purpose, finding out who they truly are, it can be very stressful and bring up a lot of worry and anxiety, and maybe like, I'm not good enough, right? Or I don't have the skills necessary. And then you can surprise yourself. I know that's like happened to me where it's like, I'm nervous. I remember when I was first going onto social media, I was very nervous to go live and talk heart to heart because I didn't want to be vulnerable, and I was like, is anybody going to listen to this? Does anybody even care? And maybe what I have to say doesn't mean much to anybody, right? But I did it anyway because I just felt like this was the path I was on, to have some type of presence on social media. And so I shared this story, and people, and this was on Facebook, which I don't really use that like at all anymore. But what was so interesting is some people that I haven't talked to in a while, they left a comment on the Facebook post and said, wow, Ryan, that's like the normal pronunciation of my name. It's been so long since I've talked to you or that we've hung out, but watching your videos here on Facebook has really motivated me and inspired me. Please keep doing what you're doing. It means a lot. And that meant a lot to me, receiving that feedback. And so I feel the same thing is going to happen with you, that you're going to have a moment or an experience where it's like, wow, you do have a lot to offer the world. You can help people in some way, shape, or form. And it's not about, I'm going to donate $1 million to charity. or I'm going to go build homes for, homeless people or something. It doesn't have to be that grand, although it can be. But the little ways in which you can help brighten up someone else's day or ease any of their struggles will mean the world. Okay, so I really see that coming through. Oh my God, wow, what a rich variety of messages coming through. So I wanted to get some more ideas about this Six of Coins. So, we were talking about you maybe like winning something, finding money, finding some kind of treasure, right? Something amazing like that. So what is this about? Let's see. So Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, and King. Oh my God, swords galore. So I'm definitely seeing some sort of communication is involved. Okay, so there could be like an email, a letter, a text messages, maybe some type of interoffice memo, right? Notifying you perhaps again of your raise, of your bonus, the good work that you're doing, some other opportunity. Like, I'm also hearing for some of you, maybe it's an opportunity to get a promotion even, or be considered to be on a special project, or like given more privileges at your office and your work, and more ways to increase your earnings type thing. For others of you, I definitely feel like, that example I was saying about some type of inheritance, I definitely see that coming through here with the phoenix, okay? Because here the phoenix is dead and then it will rise up from the ashes, right? So I feel like there is something here where it's like, someone's possessions that they're leaving to you, like as an inheritance, or again, could be someone who's long passed away or transitioned out of this world, who left some type of buried treasure. So definitely that's what I'm seeing very strongly, is someone passing something on to you that they no longer need or they no longer have use for. Okay, and for this, with the king and queen, it's definitely someone much older than you, right? Which makes sense, is what I'm hearing. So someone who is in a senior position in you at work that can provide these raise, promotions, blessings. But also for the people that passed away, it's like a grandma, grandpa, great grandpa, or ancestors even. Or even just strangers, again, if you're finding like a buried treasure or bidding on some type of auction or yard sale, whatever. So something is being passed on to you through people. And I feel too, there's this energy of like knowledge and wisdom coming through from this. Okay, so a way for you to learn something new on top of getting some kind of prize. So an opening here of knowledge. Wow. That was something, wasn't it, Group 1? I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, even if it's a simple little heart emoji. I would love to hear back. And I wanted to say, if there's any subjects that you're interested in me doing a reading on, don't hesitate to suggest them in the comments below as well. I'm always curious to hear what you are interested in seeing on this channel. And, thank you so much for your love and support with letting the ads run, subscribing, liking the videos, leaving comments. That all means a lot, and I couldn't really be doing this without all of you viewers. So really thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you are interested in getting a reading to get more clarity on your personal situation, because these are only general readings, then you can just check the description box down below as well, and you'll figure out and you'll see how you can request one of those. But otherwise, remember, dears, it's never too late for your happily ever after. Well, hello there, Group 2, and welcome to your reading today to find out what is being hidden from you. Now, some very interesting things came through for group number 1, so I can't wait to see what's coming through for you. We have the Orphan to start off your reading here. And you also have Parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. Ooh, that's very, very interesting here. And we have Sun, happiness and well-being. Okay, that's kind of a nice compliment to go with the parrot, right? Let's reveal the tarot cards and then we'll dive into what all of this means, okay? So we have, oh, that is lovely, the Star card. Now, y'all know this is my favorite card. If you've been watching my channel for a bit now, you know that the Star card is one of my favorite cards in all the tarot deck. We have the Five of Pentacles, and we have Justice. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, to start it off, and then we'll get some clarifiers here in a moment, because I'm a little bit curious about this and this in particular. But with the orphan, so the energy of the orphan is telling me it's this energy of feeling like left out of the loop, okay? Sort of like pushed aside or pushed out of it, right? It's like, I'm getting this energy that it doesn't literally mean like you're an orphan or an orphan is involved, although that may be the case for some of you, right? But I'm feeling more, it's like, people are gonna go out to dinner or watch a movie and then they didn't invite you, but you're friends with all of them. So there's this energy here of being like left out of the loop. Or maybe someone in your friend group or your family like has shared that they're experiencing some type of drama or whatever, and they didn't share it with you, but everyone else kind of knows what's going on. And maybe when you find out, you're going to feel a little bit hurt and be like, oh, like, how come I was the last to know, right? Like that kind of energy. So that kind of left out, left behind, not being in the loop, okay? But what's so beautiful about this is they're not actually doing this in like a very mean or malicious way, okay? Because we have the happiness and well-being, and we have the Star card, and we have the Justice. So like from these three cards, I feel this very strong energy of positivity coming through, okay? And with this thing here, this is sort of representative of how you're feeling about it, right? Like you're the one that probably, once you find this all out, you're the one that's feeling hurt that you weren't included. But these people didn't do it maliciously. So when we see here, someone will gossip about all your secrets. What I'm seeing is this person, even though gossip generally isn't like a good thing, what I'm seeing here actually is this person, the reason why they're not including you or they're telling everybody to not bother you is because they think it's for the best, okay? Like maybe they're not putting you in the loop on something because they know it might upset you and they don't want to upset you and they want to kind of like keep the peace. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not that they are intentionally wanting to exclude you. It's just that whatever this thing is that they're dealing with or doing or talking about with other people is not something that you really enjoy, something that you like. You know what I'm saying? So like their 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 intentions are good, right? They're thinking like, okay, I don't want to burden you. I don't want to like bother you with this. Or maybe they're thinking like you've been stressed out about something lately and they didn't want to add to that, right? They thought, okay, I can just do this on my own. Like, let me just give them a rest. Like, I usually go to you for help and assistance with things, and you always help me out. So this time, let me just not ask for that, right? And so I feel like, again, it's well intentioned, and that's why this is being hidden from you, being kept from you, because no one wants to put you out. No one wants to, abuse you in the sense of like keep asking you for help and asking you to do things for them. People want to let you rest, and they just generally don't want to bother you. And it also could be the fact is that they know you're just not interested, right? Like you don't want to do it. It's sort of like, people saying, oh, let's go out clubbing and drinking on Saturday night. And you like being social, but you don't really like clubbing and drinking. Like you prefer to like do like a friend's dinner or a game night, rather than go out to the club and listen to loud music and get drunk. Like that's not your thing. And that's why you are being left out of the loop. Okay, that's why no one's really talking about it behind you. Okay, so I don't actually feel like there's any secret here that they're like no one's throwing your business out there in the streets. Like that's not what I'm getting in particular about your reading. Okay, but of course this still stings a little bit, but I hope after feeling the energies of this reading it doesn't feel as bad to you. So with this Justice card, I'm seeing again, they're just wanting balance. That's what this card is really signifying here, is like balance. That they don't want to feel like if they ask you to do something that you are going to feel obligated to say yes so you don't feel left out or you don't hurt their feelings. That kind of thing. They're just like trying to be fair. That's their intention here. It's like, you know, I keep asking if you want to go out clubbing into the get drinks, and I know you don't really like it, and but you feel obligated to come, so maybe I just won't ask you next time. So there won't be this kind of like weird energy. Okay. So yeah. Now let's look at this. Let's look at this a little bit more deeply. Okay. Because maybe let's try to understand their intentions a little bit better, and that might help alleviate some of this sadness and feeling left out in the dark, out in the cold. You know, maybe you're even feeling like some loner energy. And maybe, you know, sometimes maybe you just get upset if you're feeling like you're left out of things, you know, and not even asked. So you can decline or say no. Oh my gosh, you have the Four of Cups here. Look, also kind of sad, wilted kind of energy. And we have the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Coins. Oh my goodness. So I'm seeing something a little bit more clearly here. Okay, here we go. Here we go, y'all. You ready? So what I'm seeing that is being hidden from you more clearly now is someone messed up. Someone made a boo-boo. Someone did something that wasn't so good, and they know you're going to be upset about it. Okay? They know you're going to be upset about it. They know you're going to be disappointed in them. And they've been trying so hard to have you change your thoughts about them, change your impression of them, right? Your view of that person. Because they want your love, your nurturing, your acceptance, right? They don't want to be on the outs and outs with you. You know, they want to be friends. They want to feel like you're equal. They want to feel like you really care about them and they're not disappointing you. So I'm seeing a couple of scenarios. So let me just kind of run through this, right? Like I'm thinking where someone might have broken something that was very valuable or precious to you, and they're afraid that you're, to tell you like, oh, I broke one of your vases, or I accidentally broke your watch, or, I broke this thing that I borrowed from you, like your I don't know, your not Tupperware, your bakingware, right? Like I feel like there is something like that, and maybe they're trying to get some money together or something so that they can replace it, because they feel really bad about it. The other thing is like maybe there's something that they failed at, like I'm hearing like with like a teenager or something like that. Like maybe they're afraid to tell their parent that they did poorly on a test, or that they didn't make the team, or they didn't make, when they auditioned for something, they didn't get cast, right? Like they feel like there was something that they failed in, and they don't want to tell you because they don't want you to be disappointed in them, and that's why they're kind of keeping it hidden from you, because again, your opinion of them, they hold it in such high regard that for you to be disappointed in them is like a really big blow to them, and I bet you can relate to that, right? Like sometimes there's things we don't tell our parents or our best friends because we feel like we'll hurt their feelings or disappoint them somehow with how things went down. Now, the other thing that oh no, it slipped my mind. There was something else that I was hearing as well that now I totally lost here. Maybe it will come back to me. Oh, okay. No, it did. So it for sure came back to me. Thank you. I'm also hearing something about people who have addiction problems. Okay. And again, it's so interesting that like some of these things are coming through because I'm watching Sherlock, and in the the modern adaptation of Sherlock with Lucy Liu, um, Sherlock was a heroin addict, and part of it is learning how to stay sober, right? And that's how Joan Watson met Sherlock. Is like Joan Watson was Sherlock's sober companion, to kind of help him when he feels sort of tempted to start using drugs again. And so I feel like there's this energy here similar to that. Now, could it be like someone who's on the path to sobriety and maybe they kind of, slipped up and they're afraid to let you know because they don't want to get your sort of like criticism, your lectures again, right? Or again, disappointment. Or it could even be something where it's like maybe they dated the same kind of guy, or they kept seeing this guy, and you're like, see, I told you that person was so no good for you. Like you can't trust them. They keep breaking your heart, right? And they just really, don't want to hear that from you right now. They know they made a mistake. They know that's not what they should have done, and they're already beating themselves up over it. So that's why they don't want to say anything to you, because they feel like you're just going to beat on them more. And it's like, my gosh, I'm already down. Like, you don't need to kick me while I'm down. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's part of it. So again, see, they're just really trying not to get you riled up, get you angry, get you disappointed in them. They want to kind of keep things as happy and as peaceful as they can. And, they may or may not tell you, but what I would encourage you to do is not pry, okay? Like, after this reading, don't feel like you need to go confront somebody that you think is keeping the secret from you. Like, let them tell you whenever they're ready. And if they're not ready, it's okay. Just trust that they could handle it, okay? Whatever this is, and they can figure it out. And if they find that they need help later on, then be open, okay? And allow them to come to you. So, wow, that was a very, very beautiful message. I want to draw more cards. Like, my brain is telling me that, but my gut instinct is telling me, like, no, it's all good. Don't even worry about it. So, yeah, the reassurance here is, like, there's nothing in particular that's going to harm you directly. So it's not anything that you need to worry about. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight here. All right, let me know if it resonated with you down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart emoji, whatever it feels that resonates with you. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support that everyone has been showing my channel, with the likes, the comments, letting the ads run, sharing the content even. It really means so much to me to be able to contribute in this way to like society, If you feel like you need more personal clarity, then just look in the description box down below to see how you can work with me to achieve that. But otherwise, my dears, never forget that it's never too late for your happily ever after. See you next time. Hello there, group number 3, and welcome to your reading to find out what is being hidden from you. So to open up your reading, you have the Animal card here. I was feeling some energies with this as I was preparing the piles for you. So we'll kind of talk about that in a moment after we show all these cards. So you actually got 3 of these compared to the other 2 groups. So we have Karma. You will reap what you have sown, with the haystack here. We have Fly, a period of ill health, depression. Oh, wow, very interesting. And we have Sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Okay, here. Wow, this is interesting. And then for your tarot, we have Father of Swords. Oh my gosh. And we also have Father of Pentacles. What? So 2 divine masculine cards, and we have the World. So interestingly enough, the energy in your reading is a lot deeper, maybe even a lot heavier than the other 2 piles. The other 2 piles, it sort of just felt like very day-to-day kinds of things. But yours feels a lot more significant. I feel some type of life chapter is ending and another one is about to beginning here. is about to begin here. About to beginning here. Hello, like what am I talking about? Because we have the world card here and we also have karma. You will reap what you have sown. Okay, so I feel like this signifies the ending of the next chapter. And with the Father of Swords and Pentacles, this is sort of like because you've reached this level of mastery now, okay? And there's really not much more for you to gain or learn or achieve in this particular area of your life. So it's time to move on to this new beginning, new ventures, fresh start, new creative ideas, okay? And what I'm seeing is sometimes when we feel like frustrated or bored or restless with things, trust me, I know this feeling because I've recently experienced this myself. It's because we're doing something that no longer resonates with us, right? Like it's something that we really don't care about anymore. It's something that we don't really find very important. It's something we're not really feeling challenged by anymore. It's not something that we feel is worth it. Okay? So for some of you that can relate to a job, like maybe some of you know, like I left medicine for some time because I kind of was feeling burnt out. I was frustrated, I was restless, and I was feeling like so uninspired and kind of just like bleh at work. And so I just had to leave and be in a space of like resetting myself. So it could be a job for some of you, right? Where it's like, okay, this job doesn't suit me anymore. I'm not getting any joy out of it. I'm not earning any more money. And I know that I'm capable of earning more money because I have mastered all these skills that we see here. But there's just no opportunities for me at this particular business or company or position. And it's time for me to move on. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling here. For some of you, it's just like, you're feeling this energy of moving on, but to where, that's the part that's being hidden from you. So there's this kind of like limbo energy here. And for some of you, you all are just staying there because there's nothing better that's immediately in your path for you to move forward to, right? Like maybe you don't have another job lined up. For some of you, maybe, I don't know, this could be like a relationship, right? And you just don't really like the thought of being single again. But you know this relationship is no longer a good fit for you anymore, right? And so there's a couple of ways you can do this, right? If it's career, of course, you can just start applying and looking for other jobs, putting your ear out to other opportunities before you leave your position. And that would be maybe like the financially responsible thing to do. Me, like I didn't do that. I just had money saved up, so I just left. No, that's not for everybody, especially if you don't have money saved up to help take care of your bills and things like that. So that might not be a wise move. But just know that now that we've identified this as maybe the core issue, that if you just open yourself up, that opportunities will start to come your way. If you just tell yourself like, I am done with this. I've outgrown this. I am ready, universe, God, Allah, whatever. I am ready for the next step. I'm ready for the next phase. Please give me some set of instructions, some opportunity for me to take that next step out of this current chapter of my life and into the next one. Okay? Now, for those of you that are in a relationship, I mean, my personal opinion, and this is mine, is I don't really think that cheating on someone is the right thing to do. So I don't believe in staying in a relationship that you're not happy in, but then having like dating other people or, you know, having secret rendezvous with other people outside of the relationship, especially if it's one that's considered like monogamous, right? Now, polyamorous relationships is a different thing. So if polyamorous, then it's probably not as big of an issue if you start meeting other people and going on dates with other people. But if your idea of a relationship is monogamous, then I really think if you're not happy in the relationship, then it's important that you let them know, okay, and separate before you start pursuing things with other people. And it is going to cause some sadness. It is going to cause a lot of discomfort. So I'm not seeing like ill health necessarily meaning like you're going to get sick, like physically sick, although maybe some of you do feel sick, like maybe you feel nauseated, maybe you feel lightheaded, maybe you feel like you have a hard time breathing, right? Like when you go through these periods of like stress. And major decisions. But in general, I feel like a lot of you will kind of feel down, feel a little bit sad as you leave one thing, especially because I sense for many of you, this is something that's you put a lot of time and energy and effort into, right? Because we have the Father of Swords and Father of Pentacles here. This is like master level energy, right? This is coming from lots of time and energy going into something to master it, right? To reach the pinnacle of it. But again, this isn't really serving you. So even if you've been with someone for like 5, 10, 15 years, or like a company for 5, 10, 15 years, and it's just not matching with you anymore, and you're feeling like, you know, annoyed and frustrated and restless and moody, then it's not really doing you any favors to stay. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm seeing here is with the Father of Swords and the Father of Pentacles, with this, it's like when it comes to career now, with this, you've reached the highest level that you can in your specific profession, in your specific role or position within that company. Like there, it feels like there's almost nowhere else for you to go, right? So you can't necessarily earn a significantly more amount of money, or you're not learning new skills or abilities, right? Here with the Father of Swords, like you're kind of the expert at your job to the point where it's kind of like boring right now, you know, or you're not being enriched, you're not being excited about it anymore. Maybe other people, they're okay with that, right? Like just kind of going on autopilot at work. But I get the sense, since you were drawn to this reading, you're not that person. Like you constantly need to be challenged and stimulated in a work setting for you to have satisfaction at your job. And you need to be working towards something, right? Some kind of bigger goal. When it comes to a relationship, I just feel like what I'm really feeling here is boredom, right? I'm feeling like the relationship has maybe taken this sort of stagnant energy where it's like you hardly talk to each other anymore. You hardly enjoy being physically intimate with each other, or even just simple acts like holding hands, hugging, snuggling, cuddling, kissing. Like those have lost their luster, okay? And I'm not saying that, you know, the fire is always going to be burning and raging hot and the passions are always going to be high in a relationship day in and day out, but it's just like it feels like this one there's no recovery. Like maybe you've hung around to feel like, oh, maybe I'm just going through a phase, right? Maybe that's what you're thinking. I'm just going through a phase, and you've stuck it out, but things actually just didn't get better. You know, in some cases maybe they got worse. So this might be sort of like a wake-up call to say, hey, you're not happy. So how can we shift that energy around? What can be done to move towards restoring happiness for you? Okay, so just think about those things. And I trust you'll make the decision that's most appropriate for you on how to move forward. Now, what is this unknown? I know this is being hidden from you, right? This new beginning, but if we can, Spirit, can we get some clues or some hints as to what is possible up ahead for group number 3 here? Okay, let's start with this. Okay, so look here, we have Page of Coins. So you went from Father or King of Pentacles or coins down to a page. So this is again a fresh start. So you can take some of these skills with you to a new job or position, and maybe you might not have the same rank, but you could easily move up higher, right? So if we're thinking of like at this job, you're at level 3, which is the highest, but you go to this job and there's 5 levels and you would go in as a level 2. Right? So you're taking a step down, as evidenced by this Page of Coins energy, taking a step down from a 3 to a 2 in numbers, but you can easily go up to a 5. So you can surpass this, okay? So I see this, there's definitely a new career opportunity here that has more options for advancement. Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so Spirit is basically saying no, we can't really tell you anything at this point in time because this is like a guarded secret, and that what I'm seeing here is there's something to be learned for you with being in this energy of discomfort. You know, isn't it true that when things happen in life for us, we learn the most through our trials and tribulations? We don't learn as much when things are easy to us, or like we don't have to think about it much, or we don't have to struggle a little bit. Like those things are often forgotten, right? Or taken for granted. But when we go through some period that challenges us, and where we do struggle a little bit, maybe we even slip and make a few mistakes, we learn so much, and that is where we really evolve and advance. And that kind of makes me think of a video game, you know, where in RPGs, role-playing games like Final Fantasy and stuff, oh my god, I used to love playing those games. As you level up, say you're like level 45, if you fight a level 10 monster, it's so easy. You could probably like vanquish it with one hit. And the amount of experience points you gain to further you and make you more powerful is like so tiny, right? It's like, okay, because you're level 45 and the monster was level 10, you get like 2 experience points. But if you manage to battle like level 50 monster while you're level 45, you will get more experience because it was more challenging. It was more powerful an opponent. And yeah, was the battle harder? Of course. Maybe did you almost die in the battle? Yeah, possibly. But you become victorious and you get like insane experience points and you level up, which opens more and more doors for you, right? For more treasures, more success. And so I feel here that part of going into this is being uncomfortable with the unknown. All right? Being uncomfortable with not knowing everything and just knowing like one step at a time. You know? It's kind of like, okay, I can't be in this relationship, so I need to leave. But I don't know who I'm going to date next. But I'm going to be single. I don't even know how to date. I forgot how to date because I've been in a relationship for so long, right? Like, so you just don't know. You don't know who this next person is going to be. You don't know what the next date is going to be like. You don't know how you're going to meet this person. You don't know what it's going to be like to go back to online dating or whatever the case may be, right? But step by step, little by little, everything will be revealed to you. But you have to take the first step first. Okay? And then it's like, then the second step will be revealed. And once you take the second step, then the third step will be revealed. Okay? So you know your goal. Your goal is to have this type of career, this type of relationship. You just can't see the exact steps to get there. They're going to be revealed to you little by little. So just being comfortable with not seeing, again, too far ahead. Wow. That's a good message for me as well, okay? So just put faith and trust that it's time for change in your life, whatever that is. Now, real quick, what I'm seeing when I first pulled this card, I was just remembering to mention it now. This is just for a very, very select few of you. This has to do something with a pet, okay? And what I'm hearing is that there is a pet out there for you. Animal companion. All right. So if you are a pet person or you've been thinking about getting a pet, this is your sign to say go for it. Okay. Because there's a pet that is looking for a home and your home will be just right for it. Okay. I know, totally random message, but I just had to share that with everybody. So thank you so much for watching, loves. Please let me know what resonated with you with your reading or what you've been thinking about it, what thoughts came up. Leave them in the comments below. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions to the channel, and letting the ads run. It means so much to receive your support like that to help this channel Transform with Rian continue to grow and blossom and help more people. So thank you, thank you. And if you need a little bit more personal clarity on your personal journey, just check the description box down below to see how I can help with that. But otherwise, loves, like, remember, it's never too late for your happily ever after, and you have this beautiful, beautiful journey and opportunity ahead. Take care, loves.